Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Hope y'all are having a good one. Let's take a look, see who's hanging out with us this morning. We have Larry Galt says, "Good morning, everyone. Stop by on the way to an appointment for an MRI. Everyone have a great weekend. All right. Hope you do as well, Larry. Hope everything goes well with the MRI. Darren Bird's in the house. Good morning, Darren. Happy Friday to you. Good morning, everybody. Says Troy, 500. Happy Friday. Yep, today's the 500th coffee session. Clyde CNC's here. Good morning. Steve Gronsky, good morning. Appreciate the thumbs up. Sean's here. Good morning, Sean. Leo's here. Good morning. Gary Hammett. Good morning, Gary. Let's see. Where we at here? Monroe Cook. Good morning. Or good morning, whichever. Good morning, John. Kevin, good morning. Landis Stoots, good morning. And there's JR in the house. Good morning, JR. Wilson's in the house. Good morning. Appreciate the thumbs up, y'all. I don't have much to talk about today, as usual. As you can probably tell, I got the noise going on back here, running a few little things back here. Started them pretty much when I got up, I guess, just so they wouldn't be having to run all day. Because I think I may try to run 2 of each what I got on there. I think the run time on them is like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours, something like that. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look. But anyhow, and we were talking the other morning, or I was anyway. I guess y'all weren't, but you just listening. But I was talking about drawing a right and a left with Design Spark. And just real quick this morning, I was playing around with that, and it looks like it will work if you put that, for example, if you got to draw right and the left, if you just put a construction line there and then make that a mirror line. But it looks like you kind of got to be a little bit careful with making sure that you draw sketch everything you need to sketch before you start pulling it and all that. Because even when you go to pull it, when you pull one side, it'll pull the other side. It'll do it looks like it's going to do everything on the other side as it will on the side you're working on, as long as you keep that mirror line active. But once you click off of that, and now that mirror line, even though you didn't turn it off, it turns itself off. And then you go back to do something on one side, it doesn't do it on the other side. So you got to really be thinking and plan ahead to do that. But I also found something else, and it's been right in front of my face all the time, that I didn't this here. The Creality slicer that I use, I'll show you real quick here. This is that little tool holder that I use. But I never even noticed that if you just look right here, it says mirror. So you could actually draw one side of a part. Say you draw the right side, which this is where this goes. It goes on the right-hand side of Ender 3. And if you scale it, or not scale it, but tell it you want to mirror it, now it makes it where it's going to slide on the other side. Well, of course, the if it's got text on it, that's going to be backwards. But I got to see after I looked at that, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, you could get by with just drawing one side of a part and then using this to run the other side. But the problem with that is if you're needing a right and a left hand part to design something in Design Spark, that's not going to get it. You can make it, but it's not going to get it where you can put it in the assembly and show it in the model. So I'm still, going to do some more playing around with that mirror line because it looks like it'll work, but you just got to really plan it out and make sure you don't click out of it too soon, because then it's not. Then you may have trouble getting to get that mirror line back on. So, but I have to keep reminding myself it's free software. It's not SolidWorks. It's not the full-blown Fusion 360, nothing like that. So for what it does, even though you have to do a few workarounds here and there for stuff, it's still great software in my opinion. And I have committed to it. Everything I'm drawing now, I'm drawing in that. And even some of the stuff that I had already drawn in SolidWorks, I'm going back and, like I did a bunch of stuff yesterday, but I had to do a workaround because it wouldn't, you can't bring a DXF file into Design Spark. So I would take the DXF file, pull it into FreeCAD first. It only takes a second. You just pull it in, select all, hit export as a step. Then you can bring it into a step into Design Spark and then extrude it and do whatever you got to do. So it's not hard. It'd just be really nice if Design Spark would do that one little thing with a DXF. That's all it would need. Anyway, y'all been quiet over there. I guess y'all can hear me over the noise there. I tell you, you guys, and I go back and watch some of these, a little of the coffee session to see whenever I got these running. And it is pretty quiet. Y'all don't hear it much, but man, it sounds loud as all get out to me because it's right behind me, especially the noisy one back there. It sounds really loud. Anyway, what's everybody got planned for the weekend? Looks like it's going to be beautiful weather here. I actually didn't get out and do my fire pit deal like I wanted to yesterday, because when I looked out there and got ready to do it, I'm thinking, I don't know, that we had a kind of a gusty wind, and I don't like I like it to be really calm when I'm burning out there. So I didn't put any scraps out there and burn them up. But anyhow, man, everybody's quiet. Nobody's saying a thing out there. All right, John said he's going to go fishing. That sounds like a good idea. I haven't been fishing. I couldn't tell you when. Don't really do it enough to warrant, getting buying the fishing license and all that stuff. So Troy said his cousin's getting married tomorrow over by Lake Michigan. All right. Congrats to them, I guess. Jim Senecola's here. Whoops. Yeah, Jim Senecola's here. Leo said he's going on a trip to Texas. All right. Let's see, Leo, you're in Ohio, I think, right? So that's a pretty good haul from there to from there to Texas. So have a safe trip. I don't have really any big plans. Of course, I never do, but I'm probably just going to be right here. Trying to keep drawing some of these parts I'm working on in Design Spark. Troy said it is free fishing weekend this weekend here in Michigan. Okay. I don't know if they have those around here or not. They might, I guess. I don't really know. Might try to work on another Design Spark tutorial video. Haven't put one of those out in a while and got folks asking about them, so I need to try to get time to get one of those out. I still have what are you barking at, Jack? Still have to do one on how to do threads, although I posted a link to that other guy, which he's got a pretty good video. That's the guy I usually watch if I can't figure something out. And even then, after I watch him, a lot of times I still don't do it exactly the same way he does. But he's got some pretty good stuff. JR says, I'm packing my shop up this weekend, getting ready to move. I'm shocked at how much stuff I have crammed into every little spot. Yeah. I know I'm a borderline hoarder, I guess. And that's why I'll die right here. I'm not moving anywhere probably. I just have too much stuff. I'm not going to move it. All right. Clyde says if you're a senior citizen in Ontario, you don't have to get a fishing license. I never thought about that. Maybe I wouldn't need one if I'm an old fart, which I am kind of an old fart, so I might not even need one. I hadn't checked. Lord said, I mowed yesterday, got nothing for today, driving to Detroit Metro Airport Saturday to send off granddaughter to aunt in Texas. All right. Everybody going to Texas. Someone's going to start on some rabbit hutches. Okay. Thomas Grimm's in the house. Good morning, Thomas. Yeah, I don't have, like I said, I don't have really anything at all to talk about this morning. Weather's doing good. Oh, I did check on my tomato plants this morning. They're starting to come on pretty good. I've got, and I can never remember the species or whatever of the tomato plants. One of them's a Better Boy, and it's got about 4 or 5 little tomatoes on it already. And the other one, it's something Whopper, hybrid Whopper or something. Parks hybrid Whopper, something like that. And it was the first one to get a tomato on it. And then I thought, well, what the heck's going on? It's got that one and it's, getting pretty good size. But the rest of them, it wasn't doing anything, but I noticed there's another one coming out on that one now. So maybe it's just a little slow. Yeah, Parks. I think that's what it is. Parks hybrid Whopper or Whopper hybrid or something like that. But I think it does have Parks in the name. Landis says, I tried watching a few videos on Design Spark, but I cannot understand half of them due to the accent. Looking forward to me doing another one. Okay, yeah. Well, that's one reason why I decided to try to do some is because I was having trouble, you know, and I found I'd do better if I just, well, in some cases, if I'd watch the video and they had a thick accent, which most of them do, um, but I would just watch what they're doing and really not pay attention to what they're saying because I couldn't understand them anyway. And then that would kind of get me pointed in the right direction. But really, to be perfectly honest, if you look at the Design Spark thing, if you go to that thing on the right, let's see if I can find it here. Let me pull this back up. If you come over here and hit this, if you really dig through their documentation, you can probably find a lot of the stuff you're looking for without even having to watch a YouTube video. It's just some people don't like reading and doing from that. They prefer a video, which I get that. That's why I do videos. But nah. Here you can see where I was playing around with that thing with the mirror line in the center. But yeah, I think they've got pretty good documentation if you just dig around for it. But a lot of times, see, like I said, I've got kind of an unfair advantage because since I worked in SolidWorks for all those years, you know, you might be saying, well, I want to know how to do this, but I don't know what they call it, what term they use. And a lot of the times the 3D modeling stuff, it's still, I can look at something and go, oh, yeah, I know what they're calling it different than what they do in SolidWorks, but I know what they mean. And see, somebody that's brand new might not know that. So that's one thing that really helped me using SolidWorks for so long. It made this pretty easy for me to pick up. But I've still got a lot of stuff that I hadn't done with it. Clyde says he likes printing documents and making a binder. Yeah. Well, see, if you're trying to learn that, Clyde, you'd be you'll like reading that little quick start menu that pops out. And I'm not sure, but I think by default, when you first download that, I think that's pinned out because I think I just moved it to get it out of my way to give me more screen to use. But if it's not popped out, like I said, all you do is move the mouse over there and click on that tab and it pops out. And then if you want, you can pin it so that it'll stay out there. But there's a lot of good documentation that they already have. They're not so great on their videos. The Design Spark people that do the videos, they're not that great, but the documentation itself is pretty good, I think. And then of course there's another thing you have to watch that I've noticed is there's people out there doing, and they'll say it's a tutorial video, but you can tell that, or at least I can. I'm like, dude, you're not even you don't even really know what you're doing because you keep undoing stuff and go back and do something, and then you go, no, that's not right, and you'll undo. And I'm like, if somebody's watching you try to learn, you're just confusing the hell out of them. You need to record it all and edit that part out or something, so at least it looks like you know what you're doing, because people don't want to follow along and do 3 steps and then go, oh, now we got to undo those because that wasn't right. So there's a few of those out there like that I've seen. But maybe I'll try to knock one out today and get another video out, since I hadn't put one out in a while. And I'll be posting the link for the Saturday night thing too. I hadn't done that yet, but I think I may try to cut live during the show. I may try to cut some of that signboard stuff. See if I can't make a mess during the show. We'll see. Is that pretty loud to y'all today, or is it about the same? I swear that one just really noisy one, especially when it's going back and forth. It's really loud to me. John says I need to fry up some green tomato sandwiches. I'll be doing some sandwiches, but I'm not a fan of the fried green tomatoes. I like when they nice and red and juicy, and just get a little bread and mayonnaise, and man, those things are so good. You know, after I go out there every morning and see that I got more and more tomatoes coming on, I'm glad I went ahead and decided to get them, because I wasn't going to bother with them. And I finally thought, well, I still got time to plant some. I was going to Ace Hardware anyway, so I walked out there in their little garden section, and they had some. So I thought, yeah, I'll try one each of these two, because I've had Better Boys before, but I had never had that, whatever that was. Paul, did I say Parks Hybrid Whopper or something like that? But we'll see how they come out. All right. JR says, sounds like birds chirping. Yeah, it does kind of sound like that, doesn't it? Clyde said he's got his hearing aid off. So Troy says he can't hear him. Okay. Thomas says, this is the first time I've really noticed the printer noise. It seems to be quieter now. Well, one of them, let's see if I hold my finger, the one on this side, it is quiet. In fact, you can't even hear, because the drivers make no noise at all. And the only noise you hear is from the fan and the power supply. But the one on the other side over here, it has the board where it doesn't have the silent driver. So it's the one making all the noise, and and then it's power supply fan. So it's kind of, if I was to turn the noisy one off, you wouldn't hear anything at all from that other one. I would hear the fan running, but y'all wouldn't be able to hear the birds chirping, because that's all coming from that one. So that was kind of a surprise. Well, I mean, I knew that part was going to happen. I knew it was going to be quieter, but it was a surprise at how quiet it was. And then, of course, the other surprise was that it ends up being faster, I guess because of the settings that are on the firmware or whatever. It's a little bit faster than the noisy one. So if I'm like what I'm running back there now, there's two similar parts, but one of them's going to take longer than the other one. So I put the long run over here on this one, which is faster, and the one that runs a little quicker I can't ever do my hands right over here on this one. So we will we'll see. That other one's still gonna get done ahead of the other one, but probably won't be by much. But I have really enjoyed those printers. They have been a lot of fun. And now I'm kind of thinking I don't really need one just yet, but I'm kind of looking around at maybe something that might have a little bit bigger build plate. Because that is one thing about the Ender 3s. It's not super big, but and before when I had those other two, one of them was a CR10, and it had quite a bit bigger build plate. But I don't know. I don't really want another one. I'm just trying to figure out how to design everything I'm working on that'll run on those. So, well, alrighty. I guess I'm going to get out of here. My time's just about up. I hope everybody has a good weekend. And if you're not doing nothing tomorrow night, come hang out and check out the Hobby CNC with Dave show tomorrow night. Be doing another live giveaway on some kind of a genie bit. Well, I don't ever know until Cody tells me which one he wants to do. So I saw he had a thing. He posted a thing where I guess he's about 2 weeks away from getting that 60-degree down shear bit. So I've already gone, and if you haven't, you should do this. I've already gone to the website and clicked the little notify me thing when they become available. So I hope I can get one of those before they get sold out. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here and get the rest of my day started. Sit here and work on some more drawing stuff while those things finish up. And we will see y'all later, I guess. Let me get the right button here. All right. Everybody have a good weekend. Take care.